Hi guys, my name is Grace.
I'm Carson. And I'm Levi.
And today we're going to teach you how to do a goblet squat. So to start off with our goblet squat, we're going to obtain some weight. If this is too advanced for you, you can regress, and we're going to talk about some more techniques about that later. But Carson here is going to hold up the kettlebell up to his chest and make sure his elbows are tucked in just like so. He's also going to make sure that he's looking straight forward and his chest is upright. And he's also going to make sure that his feet are shoulder width apart, just like so. So we're going to put all of those things in motion. He's going to raise up his kettlebell to his chest, arms tucked in, head forward, chest tall, and his feet are shoulder width apart. He can have a slight outward with it, but not too much, and we'll discuss more about that later on why that's important. It's also important to make sure that his core is nice and tight and have his shoulders have proper posture. This will help with stability and also with more controlled breathing. Here comes the fun part, the actual squat. Carson here is going to start descending into the squat position. As he's going slow and controlled, he's going to make sure his knees are in line with his toes and his thighs are parallel with the ground. He can go a little bit lower, that's just for more advanced people. Now he's in the descending position. Now he's going to start ascending. For this, he's going to press hard into his heels and come up. It's important for your client to keep breathing. As a trainer, to remind them to inhale and exhale when needed. Now let's put this all in motion. Carson here is going to make sure that his head is looking forward, his chest is upright, and the kettlebell is in the right position. Now, Carson, make sure as you're descending to inhale with a big deep breath. And when you're coming back up, make sure to exhale.
1.
Next, we're going to be going through common technique errors, the first of which is heel instability. When performing the goblet squat, your heels should not leave the ground in order to reduce any instability and excess pressure on the joints and ligaments of the knees. The next technique error is rounding of the back when performing the goblet squat. You want your client to have a straight back in order to target the correct muscles and not have any lower back pain in the future. The next error is not lowering to 90 degrees. If you don't lower to 90 degrees, you won't get the full benefits of the exercise. If the client can't go to 90 degrees, you probably want to go to regression. The next mistake is knee valgus, or caving into the knees. You want to avoid doing this in order to alleviate any excess stress put on the knees, joints, and ligaments. Finally, we want to avoid turning the feet too far out or too far in. Doing this can create excess stress on the knees and impede form.
It's really important to keep safety in mind while doing a goblet squat. First off, you really want to be slow and controlled when you're doing this exercise. Carson here is going to show you what slow and controlled looks like. It's very important to not be super jerky. This can cause more strain on your joints and also cause more injury to your muscles. This is what a jerky one looks like. More in terms of safety, it's important to keep your core nice and tight, like so.
Next, we're going to be talking about spotting the exercise. As a spotter, you first want to stand behind the client in a position where you are mobile and able to have a lot of balance. Next, you want to put your arms under theirs so that you're able to touch the chest. Then, when they complete the exercise, you want to be able to lift up and hug them to help them get back to a standing position, as so. If the basic goblet squat is too easy for your client, you can progress them to a heel elevated goblet squat with a wedge under their heels. Doing this creates a deeper stretch in the quadricep muscles and makes it harder for your client.
If your client is struggling to have proper form in the normal goblet squat, you can regress to a seated goblet squat. It's doing the same motion down, making sure to keep everything in alignment, and stopping at the bottom for a rest and then coming back up.